Welcome.
Hello.
Welcome to the Nintendo Show. We have a guest, Stuart.
We do. Guess who it is?
Our friend JD. He just bought a Switch, so we thought we'd kind of go over what he's been going through, and the red and the blue. Must be a good time for anyone who's getting a new Switch this year to kind of tune in and maybe find out what's going on.
I was going to say, with all the shipping stuff going on these days, it's not so much that you ordered one, you got it.
Right. And thanks to Jeff, he sent out, I think it was you, Jeff, right? That sent out the Walmart tweet to me informing that they were going to have a special shipment and a special bundle.
Pete.
Papa Pete.
That's what saved me years ago when I got mine.
Yeah, and it actually shipped immediately. I got it. It got delayed by FedEx, but 2 days after ordering it.
Wow.
And it probably sold out again. I mean, it was sold out absolutely everywhere, and you were seeing premium prices for it everywhere. And I was like, I'm not paying $500. I mean, I'm sure it's cool, but wanted to reel in that budget a little bit.
Absolutely.
So so this was a cool little bundle. It came with a year of the individual Nintendo online Switch service, which is
nice,
great, and a nifty little case. I know you were showing me some really cool ones. This is actually an official.
Oh, slick!
It's got a little kind of portfolio thing in it. You can't really see it very well. You can put a couple SD cards, maybe a couple cartridges in there. Oh, it folds out. I just can see now.
I have a case that's really unique, and I don't have it with me, but it's also a grip, like you slide it into this thing.
Oh, that's cool. Like iPhone case, yeah.
Well, what's interesting is the left side is narrow, and the right side juts out, so it's not even. And the reason for that is when you're doing your right thumb, you're really close to this. It's kind of gets a little crampy, so it forces your hand out, so it feels better.
Oh, wow.
Interesting.
That's by a company called Satisfy.
It's still on sale.
I'd like something a little more grippy. That was one of the first things that I thought about. It's very smooth plastic.
It is.
You're chowing down on a pizza, you got greasy hands.
Yep.
It might go flying.
Well, and let's just face it. I mean, the plastic is just not, and it's too thin. That's where I should grab my stuff is like, it's right here. I don't know. I could probably sink down here real quick, and I could maybe reach it.
You got to take like you're walking down the stairs. Like that old mime.
Yeah, like Michael Scott did that.
Yes. Yeah.
Here, I'm going to share what this Satisfy grip looks like.
Yeah.
I highly recommend it. It's very cool.
Yeah, I think mine is I got the Orsley, I think, right? Is that what it's called? Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
You can tell better when it's actually in this, when the Switch is in it. If you see how the right side sticks way out, it's not symmetric at all. But it works perfectly. I mean, it forces your hand out, so it's more comfortable on the thumbstick.
Yeah. So here's my case. Of course, I did a video on this one. I did an opening of it, but it's got the case, and then it actually came with a little hard case in which you can put 4 cartridges, I think.
That's cool.
So it comes with that. And then it came with headphones, and see, it's got the flap in there too, where I can put my cartridges.
It's got a lot more. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, it came with some headphones, not nothing too crazy. And And it's got this little netted area in here where I can keep the little Joy-Con pieces.
I like it.
So
yeah, that case holder that Jeff is showing there, it looks a lot like the I don't know what you call it, but you know when you break out the Joy-Cons and it's got that little holder that turns it into a single controller.
The grip?
It kind of has that vibe. That holder.
And mine came with this. This is my holder. It's just, you know, it just gives a little more meat, and it's got these bumps on it here, which your hand is, you know, grips on.
I like it. I might go for something like that. I also, what do you guys think about screen protectors?
Well, this came with a screen protector. So,
do you use it?
Oh, hell yeah.
Well,
yeah.
I do not.
Glass?
Mine is
is it glass or plastic, or is it like the shields for the iPhones?
Yeah, it's like that.
On?
Mm-hmm.
Is it permanent? I mean, like, is it or is it something you can remove like easily?
You can take it off.
Because the one that I have for my iPhone, well, you can't see it. The Zag Shield, it was actually great until it cracked. You know, after a couple times dropping it, there's only so many times. Now it's going to be very difficult to remove because it's all going to be in pieces.
Yeah.
So, and that's definitely not. It's like a set and forget kind of thing. You're not taking it off until it's gone for good. So, but that's good to know. So it's a removable screen protector. I might go for something like that. I could see my clumsy self doing damage.
Yeah, I don't have one, and I've been lucky for what 4+ years, almost 5 years.
Yeah, it all came together with mine, and then Christine ordered this so that when you're on the road.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, that's good to have.
Yeah. Now, I mean, I have another unit that's got a USB plug, and most of the new cars have a USB.
Yeah.
So you can just take your cable and plug it right into the car too. You know.
Yeah, but that's cool though.
But yeah, this is the premium tempered glass screen protector. This is what came in my bundle with the Orsley.
That's cool.
Yeah, so it's cool.
Yeah, you know what would be perfect is I'll mount this right in the center of my steering wheel, so I can drive it. No, I'm just kidding. Do that. I'm an advocate of no cell phone handheld gaming. I'm
the guy that's I go with the Clint Eastwood line. A man's got to know his limitations. If you can't do something, don't do it.
Yes.
Know yourself. And so if people decide not to do it, that's fine.
Right.
You know, and everything.
So JD, what games have you gotten already?
So I didn't get a whole lot. I have a list. So I spent 2 nights, very late nights, going through the Nintendo site, and as I quickly learned, there's just a lot of games.
A ton.
Those are just the ones that those are just the digital ones. Like I wasn't even going through the physical. Yeah, I know we talked about it with Pete. Just what was it, like thousands of games or something like that? Something insane. So I went through most of them, I think, over the period of 2 nights, and I went in with the anticipation of like bookmarking like 5-10 games I wanted, and I'll get a couple of them now, a couple of them later. And before I knew it, I think I had like 200 games favorite in there. So I kind of the first 2 things honestly that I did was I since you got the free individual membership for the year, I signed up for that and started playing NES and SNES games. And I did not do well at Nintendo Ice Hockey. When you play somebody that has a shirt that says Ice Hockey,
is that your first mistake?
You're in for a rough time.
Original Ice Hockey, it did not go well. Thankfully, I'm a better like actual hockey player than I am at the video game. It was quite embarrassing, but it was fun. I didn't get shut out. Wait, did I get shut out? I think I might have gotten shut out. Maybe I got one.
You probably scored like 4 goals or something.
Yeah, at least 2. 4. 4 is kind. But
here's something you might run into, JD, is drift.
See, I haven't run into that. Have you, Jeff?
On several Joy-Cons. It's
Shut
really
up.
My Pro controller drifts, and I tried opening it up to see if I could maybe clean it out and fix it. What I was missing, there was like 6 or 7 screws, and I got them all out but one. And the one was one where it's like in a deep well, and you have to have a really long, thin screwdriver, which I didn't have, and then I ended up losing the screw. So I need to get it. I actually ended up getting one on sale just a couple weeks ago. It was on sale for $20 off, which is unusual. So I got a new one, and then I still want to open that one up to fix. But Pete's asking about it, and as far as I know, there's nothing you can do, nothing to buy. You can't open them up. There are lots of videos online about fixing the drift.
Are there?
Do that. Yeah, and also, if you call Nintendo and complain to them that your Joy-Con is messed up, they might just have you send it in and fix it for free.
Will they send Mario out to fix it?
Could be.
Maybe Luigi, but I don't think Mario's doing it anymore.
Yes.
Luigi, he's my bitch.
Oh, here you go. Brian said, yeah, you can get a new joystick replacement for Joy-Cons on Amazon. You have to take it apart to replace the Joy-Cons.
I was figuring I'd be doing more drifting than the joysticks. As you get older, you just, but yeah, no, I haven't experienced any of that. I don't think I've played enough of it yet. But so you were asking.
It takes a while to show up.
Yeah. So you were asking which games I did get. I got Red Wings. That one Stu was talking about in one of your previous episodes, and I love those kind of like old vintage flying type games, and it's really fun. And it was cheap. It was on sale for like $2. So you can't lose there.
No. There's a lot of games on sale right now. Yeah.
So Super Blood Hockey, of course, that was the first purchase. Actually, got to do that. And Pinball Effects, that was another one you were talking about.
Yes.
And I actually heard of the Zen Studios before. I think I had it on my phone at one point, but I gotta say, like, I could just use this and get only pinball games and be happy.
Yep.
Because this controller is fantastic for pinball. It's just it's such a great experience, and you got the feedback. Even when you're pulling the plunger, cool. And big fan of pinball. As you can see on my shirt, Silver Ball Arcade up in Asbury Park, New Jersey.
Wow.
It's actually kind of, they call it like the Pinball Hall of Fame. So they have pinballs and video games back to the very beginning, and really, really neat stuff. So I love the physical pinball machines. Never really gravitated towards the virtual, like the actual, virtualized cabinets.
Yep.
Although they do look kind of cool. But I have an old 60s pinball machine at my parents' house. Really, really cool. And I, try to play them at the arcades wherever possible. I love the rock and roll ones. Maiden, Metallica, Aerosmith. Still have not played the Guns N' Roses one.
I was just going to mention that one. Yeah.
I'm not.
I haven't either.
The HD Rumble for pinball is really cool on your Joy-Cons.
The what?
The HD Rumble. You can really feel it in the controllers, and
gotcha.
The rumble in the Joy-Cons are so cool because it just doesn't shake. Sometimes you can feel it kind of going up the Joy-Con or across.
I gotcha.
I was playing a game where something was kind of spewing out, and as the rocks were hitting, when you got close, the right Joy-Con, I could start feeling it. Like I was feeling individual points hitting.
Wow.
That's cool.
And then when I crossed over to the other side, it stopped on the right Joy-Con, started on the left, and the same thing, those little pinpoints. So it's unique really rumble. Cool. It's not just, shaking.
Makes me want to put it on my back.
Yeah. There you go. Back massager. Somebody needs to come out with that app. But yeah, no, it does. It feels great, and there's a tilt control on the Pinball FX. The left Joy-Con does that, and It's fun. I really enjoy playing pinball a lot more. Like, again, when I played it on the phone, it was all right. It was something to pass the time at the airport or something like that. But
Yeah, right.
this is actually more of an experience. And I still like the old analog, mechanical, pinballs, of course.
Yep.
But not a lot of room for that in my basement. No. I can't even bring over the one that I own still at my parents' house. So yeah, I mean, I plan on getting a lot more. So I got the Universal Studios pack that's got Back to the Future, one of my favorite movies of all time.
Yes.
Jaws and E.T.
E.T. That's right. Yeah, I just got that one.
I've only played the Back to the Future one.
That's fun.
I haven't had a lot of time, but it's phenomenal.
Yeah.
But next on the list are the Star Wars. You can get the whole set of them for like $30, $40, something like that.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna get that, and those look phenomenal. And then the Jurassic World. Pinballs are really, really cool.
Yeah, make sure. I think we've already sent you the link. I think the Deku deals. Yeah. Make sure you get on there, and if there's stuff like that, you can go for a notification. It'll let you know when it's on sale.
And that's great, and that's exactly what I'm going to do, because these can get expensive. That's I don't have the same path, I guess, that a lot of people have with video games. A lot of people stayed with it, from the beginning. And as we've talked about many times, my first was the Intellivision. And I got it in like 1979, 1980. Played the hell out of that through I had it through like early in high school and stupidly gave it away, but I was just getting into other things. And then I got into computers and, Apple, Commodore, Apple II, Commodore 64, stuff like that. Played some games on there. And then at some point, I got a Sega Genesis for like a minute, and I traded my buddy Brett for some guitar gear. I have no idea if he might still have that Sega Genesis, but I got 2 games for it, and I traded him. I needed a road case. I had a Mesa Boogie 112, and I needed a road case for it, and he had the road case for it. So that Sega was very short-lived. It was fun, though. I mean, I liked it. Always in arcade games, but fast forward, my next console was the Wii, and I still have it. We didn't play it a ton, but I did have, we had some fun with it. So this is really my first game system in a really long time that I've been playing regularly. I missed a lot of that, like all the NES stuff that we were talking about on here. I've never played a lot of those. I mean, I have the flashback, the what do they call it? The NES Classic.
Yep.
And we play that, but like I never played. I didn't have any friends that had the NES. I had a lot of friends with Ataris, Odyssey. So yeah, it's interesting. I missed out on a lot of the Nintendo fare.
JD, for the online NES games, you can buy one of these.
Yes.
If you want to really feel like an old school.
I was hoping I could use the flashback controllers, and I'm sure you can get an adapter for it because they're just like the original. I think I saw a USB adapter, but it's probably just worth getting wireless, and I probably will. I don't think I'll be much better at the games, but at least I can feel legit, No,
but it is kind of a cool feeling to use these.
Oh yeah,
for the actual games.
So that's what you need to get right there for us.
I looked that up the other day. It does look very cool.
Platformer metalheads have to get Valfaris.
Oh, is that See, I didn't. I actually just looked at the pictures. I didn't look at the backstory on it.
And that's another one. Hades is another one you need to get.
Hades.
And of course, you need to download, Rocket League. So
yeah, I plan on doing Rocket League, and I want to get Battlezone. That's a must. I know I've been talking about that one a lot. That was one of my favorite arcade games, and
me too. And
there's a vintage mode in there where you can do the green vector graphics, which is really cool.
Now on the online portion, JD, you can download Tetris 99 and Pac-Man. Is it Pac-Man 99?
I think, yeah. I remember you were talking about. You did a. They're
both free
on the Pac-Man. Yeah.
And also there's also Bomberman. Online for the online service only.
And that's another one. Like, I had no idea what that is. Everybody always talks about that, and I know is Amico doing like a version of? Was it Bomberman or was it something else?
Yeah,
they have a Bomberman-ish game.
Yeah, but that was the first time I looked it up after everybody was saying it's like Bomberman. So yeah, I'll definitely check that out. I love the amount of stuff that you can get. I don't want to say for free, but I mean with that, well, it is free because I got
it is
year,
yeah,
but
free for you because you got the service free.
It's a really good selection of NES games and SNES. I was playing like Donkey Kong Country. I'd never played that before. Those are freaking cool.
Yes.
And I was already. I mean, I had never had like a, the 64-bit systems like that. I just really didn't get a chance to get my hands on too much.
Right.
But very cool stuff. And
and you and anyone else that has the free thing, you can upgrade to the expansion pack for just the difference. Which is what, $30, I think.
Yep.
So that's pretty cool. One more quarter was asking if anyone's tried the flip grip. Yeah, I have it and I love it. It's this little piece of plastic.
I got one too.
What is that?
Very simple.
It's for playing. You can put the Joy-Cons on the side and you can play vertically your pinball games on it.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, I did see.
So handheld.
That was pretty cool. Yeah, that was neat.
So it's great for shooters and it's great for pinball.
Yeah, shooters. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a couple on my list. What I really want to do, I want to get Scramble. I saw that. It's like $7. Most of this stuff, I still see myself going back and playing more of the retro stuff. I really like the pixel art of the old school graphics.
So Scramble, I think that's part of the Arcade Archives series. And
yes,
man, it seems like almost every week there's a obscure arcade game they bring out, and it's really cool. A lot of them are Japanese only. Yeah. So once it's connected, this is what it looks like.
Cool.
So for a shooter pinball, you take up the whole screen vertically, instead of
really cool.
Instead of that way. So it's a lot nicer.
What a great idea. I think
I might
pick one of those up.
The one thing that I also want to mention about those pinball games for you to check out is when you're playing, like I use my Pro Controller for like everything. I rarely ever use the Joy-Cons. I don't do a lot of handheld game time right now because I'm always, whenever I'm playing, I'm at home. So
right.
I don't worry about it. So I like the big screen. Using a small screen for me isn't ideal all the time, but when you're on those FX pinball games, the cool thing I love is that I think it's the X button. Hit that and it'll change your view, so you can look at it.
That was extremely cool. Yeah,
and I love I usually use number 6, where it kind of follows the ball up, and you get to see closely all the other stuff on the top.
Well, I love seeing that, especially like when you were looking at like Back to the Future, you could kind of zoom in on some of the cool little kind of features in there. And that's what's also neat. I've noticed a bunch of augmented graphics, not on that particular game, but on, I think, some of the Star Wars ones and the Jurassic World ones. I saw some augmented graphics like on top.
Yeah.
An interesting element to it. And again, I'm more of a like traditionalist, but it was really cool.
And the pinball effects games, you may not even notice, but there's 2 versions. There's like a classic, which is just pinball, and then they have one where you can earn upgrades.
Mm-hmm. That's
and so there's two different leaderboards for those because they play so differently.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll tell you what was confusing to me, and I don't know, maybe this is just something native to the digital versions of pinball, but I was looking for how to play a 2-player game. It doesn't say 1 player, 2-player, multiplayer. It says 1 player and then 1 player. I forgot exactly. What's that?
Hot seat?
Yeah. That was 1 player hot seat. Like, I had never heard of that before. And I spent probably a good half an hour trying to look up like how to play 2-player. I mean, I finally just gave up and looked up online, and they were like, "Oh yeah, that's the hot seat." I'm like, "Why is it? Maybe it's just me, but like, why can't you just say 1-player or 2-player? Like,
Yeah,
like 2-player local or 3-player or 4-player, whatever." I don't know. I thought that was the only like really strange thing I found.
And they also have tournaments you can join in.
Yeah,
which is very cool. So wait, which table have you played, JD?
I have only played I played a little Fishtails because that was free with FX, and then whatever the first table was that was part of the Zen package.
Yeah,
I can't think of it.
They had the Sorcerer's Lair.
Something like that, yeah. And that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I enjoy that one a lot.
Yeah, and then just Back to the Future, and you can kind of cycle through different years of go into the past, go into the future, which I thought was kind of cool. I liked the Matrix LED displays for the, I don't know if all of them have that, but the Universal themes had the, like when pinball machines first started getting digital elements, when they had that like Matrix display, and you could see like just very basic dot matrix kind of graphics. They got some cool animations in there. And one of the funny things was I was like, man, and my eyesight's not as well, like pretty much everybody's eyesight isn't as good as it used to be. And I couldn't read it. And I was like, oh man. And I even put on glasses and I was like, man, it's pretty small. And I noticed you could tweak the size of the matrix display that's overlaid on top of the pinball machine. So I could actually enlarge that.
Wow.
Hey,
Slappy.
He's asking for AAA title must-haves on the Switch. Just so happens, Slappy, that the video game award show is tonight. I think pre-show starts like right now, and then I think the show starts right as we're ending here. But here's all the games that are nominated that are on the Switch are on sale right now.
Wow. $42 for
Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening. I've beaten that game. That's great.
And Breath of the Wild is $42 too. That's good.
I do have a rant on this though. Seeing FIFA, EA Sports FIFA. And I know Slappy will appreciate this because he's a hockey fan too. There are no modern hockey games on the Switch, and there's actually very few modern sports games on the Switch, period. And I found that, and maybe that's just not the platform for it, PlayStation and Xbox, etc. But I don't know. It seems like they can play some pretty complex games. It's not like there's a limitation on the system, right? I mean, it's I didn't see. I mean, there's like one baseball, like RBI baseball or something like that. I might pick that up. I love some of the plenty of retro stuff.
JD, RBI baseball is not very good. I'll tell you that.
I heard that, but
what's a good baseball game? That's a modern baseball game is what's it called? Super Mega Baseball 2, I believe.
Super Mega Baseball 2.
I think there might even be a demo, but it's terrific. It's cartoony characters and goofy looking, but it plays great. It plays like a baseball game should play.
That's cool.
And it's not real teams or players, but it plays great. And for Slappy, my choices would be Breath of the Wild for AAA games, Super Mario Odyssey, and then I'd go with Splatoon 2. And I'll throw a fourth one in there, Luigi's Mansion.
Yes.
Luigi's Mansion is unbelievably good.
That looked really cool.
And it's on sale, I think, right now.
What's the object in that? I just saw some of the graphics quickly. It looked really cool, though.
You're going to a hotel, like you and all your buddies, your Nintendo buddies are going to this thing, and it ends up being a haunted hotel. I think everyone gets kidnapped but Luigi. So Luigi meets up with this doctor, Dr. Egad, or Professor Egad, and he gives him this like ghost vacuum cleaner, So the whole point is go through each level and just clear out the level of ghost, and you find things that are like collectible stuff. You find money and gems, which are important in the game because at the very end, your score is kind of judged on how much money you got or how many things you picked up as well. But there's like 17 levels to this to Luigi's Mansion, 17 floors, fun. And each one is quite different than the last. It's not like you're doing the same thing on every floor, and each floor has a boss. It's and there's online stuff you can do. It really is. Luigi's Mansion 3, I think, is one of the best games on the Switch.
Cool. I have to check that out. And I agree with you, Slappy. I saw old school hockey like EA Sports. And, I'd seen a lot of people talk about the newer EA Sports weren't as good as some of the older ones in some cases. I've only messed around with it, not even the most current ones. But, and I can't remember who was talking about, maybe Pete or maybe one of you guys was just talking about the complexity of it. And, I don't have the best attention span anymore. Like, I don't know if I really want, to take a month to learn the game or much less play the whole season. I mean, I love watching real hockey. That takes up already a lot of time.
Yeah.
But I don't know. And as I think I mentioned in the chat the other day, when I was playing hockey games growing up, whether it be an arcade game or a console game, I'd always hoped for this like first person perspective, like 3D realistic, when you finally get to control a goalie. And what's funny is it's like finally here. And I find myself, I really love not just pixel art. I mean, there were the Wii Slapshot hockey. I still love playing. That's fantastic. But there's not a lot of thought that needs to go into playing it. You just, kind of learn the basic controls and start playing.
Right.
So I don't know, some in between, and it's cool because the one thing I found on the Switch is there's a good variety of games aside from the sports, and there are some fun like Mario type sports games, but otherwise there's a good range of games. I mean, all different types for younger and older, and there are games that you don't have to spend a year to learn or play, which I like. Maybe I'll get into some of these other games, but and I love the retro selections are cool. The one I'm dying to get is Zaxxon. It just seems like licensing for that must be a bear. But that's like it's not on the Sega. There's the Sega bundle.
Yeah,
part of that.
There's a really good soccer game. I did a review on it. I can't even think of the name of it right now offhand. But it's called football instead of soccer.
Okay.
I can't remember the full name, but it's the simplest controls. It's literally one button, your A button. A button shoots, it passes. You can curve the ball. You can slide tackle. And it plays great. I mean, the controls are terrific. It's a fun game. There's a story mode. And it's cheap. It's like, I don't know, $10 or so. I don't remember exactly what it was. But yeah, if you look around, you can kind of find some cool games.
Well,
so Papa Pete was asking about the flip grip.
Yeah.
He's on for $210. I'm not sure where that was. But here you go. It's $12.
Oh.
And it's out of stock.
$210. That was the gold-plated
version. That's the gold-plated one. But yeah, looks like they're gonna have it back in stock pretty soon. So that's a Fan Gamer.
Fan Gamer.
I'm looking. I'm looking through the games that are on sale, and right now at 80% off from what do you call it? Is it Cubic Games? They have Brawl. Have you seen this, Jeff?
Brawl.
Yeah, it's like a bunch of like horror characters doing Bomberman.
I don't think. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
it's just called Brawl. That's it.
Yeah, it's called Brawl, and it's got like a nasty clown or mime. It's got like a nasty mime with, you know, crazy like sewn lips, and then it's got a woman in a gun, like in a mask, you know, with holes cut for eyes. It's got like this
terrible name for a game. I mean, just a generic word.
Yeah.
Who's ever going to find that?
Characters are nasty looking. So yeah, it's just like Bomberman though.
This is starting to sound fairly familiar. I'm looking it up. There's actually a Western game that's like a Bomberman thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Except it's single player. It's like a story mode.
Oh, okay. This is 1 to 4 players.
I have 2 Western type games bookmarked. One's like this like Wild West kind of target shooting thing.
Oh, Wild Guns?
Maybe Wild Guns. I can't remember. I'm conflating the two, and I'm calling up my wish list of 500 games right now.
Wait, Stuart, are you talking about Brawlhalla?
No, I'm talking about Brawl. It's called just.
It doesn't even show up.
Really?
When I search for it on the eShop, it doesn't even show up.
Well, I'm looking right at it. Yeah, because I went to, I just went to what was on sale, and then I always do lowest to highest, and it's right in there at $1.99. It's the second dollar. Well, I'm sorry, that's a lie.
If you search, there it is. Why is it like 20 games down?
Yeah, I don't know.
I think since you just typed in the exact name, it would pop up first, but Brawl 99 cents.
That's nice.
Oh, this says $1.99.
Yeah, mine's 99. So,
wow. How'd you get that?
It's possible that they have an extra off if you have one of their other games.
Oh, I got you.
Some of these small companies do that.
Yeah, these get expensive fast. I mean, I was actually shocked. Again, I hadn't bought video games in a long time, but like, $50, $60.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, like Hot Wheels Unleashed, that's on my top list. That looks phenomenal. Any of you guys play that?
Yeah, I have.
No,
It's it's good.
Is it $50 good?
I guess so. I'd probably wait. I ended up getting it was a special edition Walmart version for the same price. That's why I got it.
Oh, wow.
But I'm sure that'll go on sale at some point. I'd probably wait a little bit. It's a fun game. What's cool, here's the only problem with it. So there's a whole bunch of Hot Wheel cars in there, which is awesome that you can collect. But the problem is the progression. Like after every race, you earn points to unlock new stuff. The progression is just brutal. It's like, you're trying to get a car that costs this much, and after every race, you're getting like this much.
Right.
To go towards it.
That sounds like when you're at the arcades on the boardwalk, and you got this like whole mess of tickets, and then you end up getting like this tiny little toy that's like the counter. Like one of those erase, those like little things that you stuck on top of the pencil toppers.
Yep.
Like I had like 1,000 tickets, and that's what I got.
I just hope that they adjust that on the game, because that'll make it a lot more fun. Because half the fun is getting these old Hot Wheel cars you can race around in.
Yeah, right.
And did you guys collect those when you were a kid?
Oh yeah.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Did you have more Matchbox or Hot Wheels?
Hot Wheels.
Hot Wheels for me, but I did have both.
We did have
I
some.
like Hot Wheels
because let's face it, the Matchbox, you could open the door and.
Yeah, they were more realistic, and the Hot Wheels were kind of like souped up.
Yep. No opening of the doors.
I did have a Matchbox
like a stock
carrying case, but I put all my Hot Wheels in it.
Oh, nah.
Is that illegal or something? That doesn't sound great.
They're still looking for me.
They're still looking for me.
That sounds like having the
that bastard.
Sounds like this. Having the Star Wars case and putting Star Trek figures in it.
Yeah, you better watch it. Keeping that in the house, It might just burn your place down.
No kidding.
It's gonna start sparking. Thanks, Pete. I just bought that game. Thanks.
Damn you, Papa Pete.
Damn you. Come on my show and then make me buy stuff. Yeah. Yeah, it's only $8.99 here stateside.
There's a skee ball game that I'm going to get. It's $5. Hopefully it'll go on sale. I love skee ball. That was another thing really popular on the New Jersey boardwalks in yesteryear. Probably all boardwalks, but
don't forget that bowling game I mentioned the other day. Was it Strike 10-pin bowling?
That's what I was going to ask you guys, because I have like 3 bowling games bookmarked, and I forgot which one you guys mentioned.
It's Strike 10-pin bowling.
That's it.
Strike 10-pin bowling. And that's better than that WBA one? Or not WBA. What is it called? WB. Is it WBA? PBA
bowling? I don't know.
Yeah.
That's the name of the professional bowlers tour.
Yeah.
I haven't played that one, but this one's really good. I mean, if you liked Wii bowling, it's just Wii bowling, but a little bit more.
Thanks for the win.
Oh my!
There's a bunch of There's a new Star Wars game coming out early next year. That's supposed to be that looks really cool. I forgot the name of it. I have it bookmarked. Do you have any of the Star Wars games? I was going to get Pod Racer just to reminisce. That is one game that I played.
I don't have any of them.
Game.
I wonder. I think I still have that game cartridge for the. I wonder if I have that still. I think I do. It wasn't an easy game.
No, but what's cool about it is you can use the Joy-Cons, detach them, and I saw you can independently control.
Yeah.
I thought that was really neat. I'm still not used to these controls. I keep getting out of the like. If you press the zoom button, I have it set up so if you press the zoom button, I'm sorry, the home button 2 times quickly, it will zoom in.
Oh,
but
nice.
If you're not quick enough, it just takes you back to the menu, and then I have to like log back in again because I didn't save my password. Purposely, by the way, didn't save my password, and I didn't save my credit card info because
I never
start buying stuff like crazy. Like the more difficult it is for me to purchase things, the better.
Pete,
I do like playing certain games with the joystick split, where you're just holding it like this. Because it's so unique, you can't do this anywhere else. I mean,
it's true.
Yeah.
And I actually play Splatoon like this a lot with the split Joy-Cons.
Interesting.
And it's cool because, I turn the gyro controls on, and it's so good. Splatoon 2 is with the gyro controls.
Now, JD, would you be somebody that would get into Animal Crossing?
Unlikely.
Okay.
Unlikely. I see the appeal. And you know what's funny about that is there was a ways back on the phone, there was a Muppets game. Do you remember that? And I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was like that, but it was all Muppets. And it was the original, like the theme was the original Muppet Show.
Wow.
And you would kind of like build these scenes.
Yeah.
And you had like time limits and stuff like that. But it was like you play it over the period of like a couple months, right?
Yeah.
And you accrue certain things, and it was cool. I mean, definitely a time suck. I don't know. Yeah, maybe I'd check it out. I'd probably fall prey to it. But it didn't immediately jump out at me.
Yeah.
I know that's like the biggest thing right now. I'm like the only one that doesn't play.
Well, no, that's not true. I mean, there's probably even a lot of people that own it and don't play it much.
Yeah.
Well, I played it. I play like crazy. It's probably it's either my number 1 or number 2 most played game. But I haven't played it. I've barely played it in the last year.
Yeah.
So I put in a ton of time up front.
Yeah.
I think my 3 most played games are Breath of the Wild, Animal Crossing, and Splatoon 2. And if you like 3D platformers, JD, Mario Odyssey is tremendous.
I saw that. I passed by that. I probably will get into some of those games.
And the New Donk City level is one of the greatest levels I've ever played. It's really good.
Cool.
it has a great ending for that
You know,
level.
one of the other, as far as the eShop is concerned, one of my other favorite things about that, not only can you, obviously you can buy cards and stuff for it and just put those codes in, and then you have, but it's when you go in to buy, say if I'm going to go buy this Lego Harry Potter collection, which is $10 right now. And it'll ask me if I just want to put in the amount for the game, or do you want to, put in an amount of money? So if I have, if I decide, you know what, I'm just going to put $50 in my account. So you just do that, and then it'll just count it down, which I loved the fact. And then they ran out. They don't have the availability anymore for those $45 or $50 cards.
Okay.
Yeah, those are awesome. I mean, it's free $5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was the beauty of it. So now I've still got that $50 from the one that I bought. I was going to buy a second one, and then I ran, and then they became unavailable.
Oh man.
But
I don't think they do too often.
Yeah.
Or let them run really.
Right.
Yeah.
JD, what's your next game purchase for the Switch?
Is it going to be Battlezone? I meant to actually buy it, and I think I fell asleep like looking at the store one night, and I think I was about to pull the trigger, and I like literally fell asleep.
I've done that because a lot of times I'll go through the eShop, the deals.
Oh yeah,
and I'll sit there and I just looked a couple days ago, and I think there was only a few hundred games. Where a few weeks ago it was well over 1,000 games were on sale.
Oh wow, that's cool.
And you know what stinks about looking on the eShop for these games is the eShop, I believe, is a website, because you notice it's really slow when you're going.
Yeah, it's incredibly slow. Yeah,
and if you go down too quickly, it pauses and it waits and has to load everything up.
Yeah,
I think it's just a website basically.
Yeah,
and God help you if you're going down and your thumb moves over a little bit and it crosses over into the menu section, and then you've lost your place.
And that was the thing. I like the zoom button. Like if you don't click it fast enough, you're going home, and you'll like when you go back to the store, it ends up kind of like resetting sometimes. Sunset Riders. That was one of the ones, the Western ones I was looking at. There's another one though. Oh yeah, the Tin Star and Sunset Riders. They both look kind of fun.
Sunset Riders. Is that an arcade game?
I think one of them was, and then the other one was just a straight.
JD, did you also see they have this Asteroids Recharged coming out?
I heard about it. I did not see it.
You can pre-order it. It's $10. So I guess
when is that? So is that next week?
Let me double check. Yep. 12/14.
So one of the things that I set out doing, and Jeff and I think talked a little bit about this, is got the Amico coming soon, and I was debating on, I was like, okay, I kind of want a Switch, I kind of want an Evercade. I've already pre-ordered the Amico, and I'm kind of like dead set on getting most of the games, right? So one of the things I was worried about, I was like, well, is this going to be too similar? Like, is the Switch going to be too similar? Because I hear a lot of people like, some of the trolls are like, oh, why do you need a Amico over if you have a Switch? But to me, it seems like a completely different environment. The controls are going to be different. And I for one historically love the Sunset Riders is fantastic. So I might get that. So yeah, I mean, I love the Intellivision controllers growing up, and I'm really excited. My buddy got to play the Amico. I haven't gotten to play it yet. But I'm really excited about that, and the controls are really gonna, to me, be a big part of that game.
Correct.
And I'm really, really excited about that. And then also one of the things that I think the games are pretty unique. I'm looking through all these games on the Switch, and I'm not seeing a ton of games that really go into that, especially the reimagined titles that, we all grew up with.
Yep.
And And yes, they're gonna have. I think they have the missile command or whatever, and that's fine. But
Right.
I don't know. I just think it's going to be unique enough. And then one of the things I was kind of keeping in the back of my mind, if there is a game that's similar, right? Like it might be like a racing game, like an overhead arcade racer or something like that. I did kind of like set out to say I'm not going to buy that on the Switch because I want to get that on Amico, and I like already know that. But one of the other things is the promise of sports games. Obviously, I'm big into that, and I think Tommy's a big sports fan too. So I don't think he was going to let that one go.
Right.
So I think that's kind of cool too. But bottom line is, I think they're going to coexist just fine. Like I'm going to enjoy having both of them, and this is a portable thing.
Right.
Not that I'm really going anywhere, but upstairs, downstairs.
Well, there's those times, and that's what I thought about the Evercade. I thought, well, it's great to have the Switch, and these are some newer games that I can play. And then there's stuff like this Sunset Riders, and I'm looking at this going, oh my God, I used to play this game. I forgot all about it.
I might have played it in the arcade too. It just right to it, and I'll probably pick that up. But again, I love these retro games. Yeah. I love that you have that option. Like you can get the newer look, games. Yep. You can get the arcade ones.
Yep.
And I'm with you, Pete. Very different formats. I think games, they seem to be targeting a little bit different audience too. I think Nintendo has a very specific market. I think they've always had it. And I don't know. I think it just seems to be like the games seem to be targeting a little bit different crowd. Not that they wouldn't play some of the same games, but
there might be a few overlaps here and there, but the Switch is so different in that it's going to have AAA games, and the Amico's just not going to do that. They're not going to spend $20 million to make a $10 game. So you'll never get anything like Mario or Zelda on there. That's why I have my Switch. I can get all those games there.
Yeah,
and the really small ones I'll grab on the other one.
Well, but that's the other thing also is, even with the physical games for Amico, it's still cheaper than the Switch games.
Yes.
The Switch games can get very expensive very fast.
Yes.
And, obviously, can't hold them to the $9.99 for everything. Eventually they might go up or whatever. And he said that many times. But it's like you're going to get a lot of bang for your buck. And all the included games, there's some cool included games with that, and that doesn't come with, I guess some of these have bundles, but it wasn't like part of the system or anything like that. But I don't know. I mean, to me, they're both video game systems, but it kind of ends there.
Yeah, now the Switch has a lot of really good free games, like Rocket League, Fortnite.
Oh, is Rocket League free?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's cool.
Yeah, because I just re-downloaded Fortnite.
Oh, Asphalt 9, this racer. I played that for a while, and it was a free game. You can buy it outright if you want, or you can just deal with the ads on screen and just play it, and it's a lot of fun. But yeah, those games plus like those 3 I mentioned earlier on the online thing, those are free as long as you have your online.
Gotcha.
There's lots you can do on the cheap with the Switch too.
That's cool. So what is Pete saying here? He's saying it kind of got cut off. It said, can't wait to have my sealed Amico Founders Edition sitting sealed on the shelf next to my Founders Evercade versus.
Yeah,
that's
the big joke that we were bringing up on the show last night, where Pete, we were wondering if the OEB Pete was going to get shifted to that Pete, and then he was like, no, it's still sealed. And Jeff goes, oh, maybe we'll just call you SSP to be still sealed, Pete.
Oh, but I mean, is the plan to open it? I guess it's just
so he's like,
or he bought 2.
Yeah, because we were like, Jeff was like, your Evercade Versus showed up. Open it up.
Jeff already owns 3 Evercades, right?
Yes. The handhelds, and then the one just came in today.
Yeah.
I set that up, played it briefly before the show.
Oh, nice.
But see, Pete's got 2 Founders Editions coming for the Amico, so
wow,
he probably will keep one sealed.
Yeah, I'm still lamenting on the missing out on the founders, but I again, I honestly think I was one of the very first people to get the VIP because I got in a little bit earlier somehow.
You should have it by 2024, JD.
You know what? I can wait. You know, I got so many other things going on in my life. Plus, I got other game systems. Like I'm still building my original Intellivision collection back up, and I still love playing that. Man, just a few games just bring you right back, and are still very, very playable. I was playing the two. I was playing Tropical Trouble and Dracula, and I never had Tropical Trouble on the original Amico, on the original Intellivision, rather.
I don't know if we did. Yeah.
But Dracula was one of my favorites, so it was cool to get that again. So yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward. Some of these reimagined titles really, really, really appealing to me. Oh, there you go.
That's the bowling game to get.
Yeah, that looks cool. I want to get that. I actually saw some fishing games that look really cool. And like, you know, I was never into anything like that. And then I started fishing like with some of my friends, like doing kayak fishing and stuff. And I don't know, somehow I just got like the bug. Some of these games look really, really cool.
I have one on the shelf that came with a controller.
Oh, really? It came with a. Yeah. Oh, that's
fishing rod. Yeah, I haven't opened it up yet.
I have a couple.
Also,
of those
I bumped into this Moto Rush GT. That's really cool too. I really enjoy that one. If you like motorcycle, road games, there's different challenges for every level.
Oh yeah, I definitely want to get some racing games, whether it be auto or motorcycle. I do have Excite Bike bookmarked. That was always fun in the arcade.
Well, that Moto Rush GT is really good, and it's only $1.99 right now.
Oh, that's cool. And what was the highway one that you said the other day, Jeff?
Oh, Retro Highway?
Retro Highway looks fun.
Yeah, that is fun. There's another racing game. I actually did a video on it. I can't remember what it's called. Something Origins. Something Origins. That was a lot of fun.
I'd love to just have like Turbo or Pole Position. Like a good port of that.
Did you ever play Virtua Racing on Sega for Sega? Because that's on the Switch. It's a really good race.
I didn't have it.
Well, Virtua Racing is on the Switch.
That's good.
What was it? Outrun, I think, is on the Switch.
Oh, I saw it. Yeah, Outrun. I'm definitely the classic Outrun. Yeah.
Yep. The arcade.
Yeah, I want to get that.
That's really good.
Yeah.
There's a company called M2, letter M, number 2, and they do a lot of. I think they did Outrun, I believe. They do a lot of those old arcade conversions, and those guys are great because they actually add a little bit of stuff in there. You can play it just straight arcade game, or you can add a few things in there.
Did you notice earlier on my screen I was showing the American Fugitive? Have you heard of that?
I have not. No. I missed that.
It's kind of interesting. There's some driving in it. It's all like kind of the bird's eye view. And you have to move around, and there's been a murder, and then you got to figure it out. So it's kind of interesting. I wasn't hating playing that the other day.
That sounds cool.
Yeah. They also have the Castlevania collection if you're into that.
Yes. That's on my list.
Yeah. I bought that a while back. It was on sale. And the Contra collection too. I bought that.
They go on sale for $5 every so often.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And then also Konami also has an arcades like collection.
Mm-hmm.
It's got a bunch of clubs on there.
Yeah, no, I saw those. Those look cool too. We'll probably end up getting the Tony Hawk skateboarding game. Catherine's a big skateboarding fan, so I promised her we'd get a skateboarding game.
It's 1 and 2 together, isn't it?
I believe so. And it looks pretty cool. I was more of a BMX guy growing up, but I did see 1 or 2 BMX games. It's kind of on the fence on those.
Well, guys, we are here at the end. It's
all right.
Yeah.
Already after 8.
I was worried being a Nintendo newbie. I was going to have
that was the whole point of the show, to talk to you and also let other people know some interesting things if you're brand new to it.
Yeah, absolutely.
We shouldn't go though before paying tribute to the Nintendo creator that just passed away.
Yeah, the guy who designed the NES and Super Nintendo.
And Super NES. Yeah, and he actually, it was interesting. I read about him, and he was working on like photocell type things for early light gun games before like Duck Hunt. Like I think said it was with Sharp Electronics or something like that. And,
wow.
Really interesting background, and he was kind of like a guest lecturer and a teacher before he passed. Yeah, man. I mean that guy really revolutionized the video game industry, the home video game industry, the Famicom. I mean that's just really cool.
It's so funny. You got this guy who's like a genius or whatever he does, and somehow he gets messed up with video games to our advantage. yeah, but that's so. Even with the original, was it the original Odyssey? Same way. Those like engineers that just kind of like fell into. Oh, yeah, Ralph Baer.
Ralph Baer, yeah.
That guy was awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks, JD, for joining us. This was great.
Well, thank you for having me. And, I'm always learning a lot. And, damn you, Go Game Go. You got me into the Nintendo.
Yeah. Just whenever you have questions, just let us know.
Another money.
Hey, that must have been your Dr. Seuss.
Another money pit, thanks to Go Game Go. But it's a fun money pit.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to get together and play some hockey. You could play me. I suck. So.
Well, yeah, I look forward to playing with you guys and also Pete and whatever. I mean, I'm up for anything. I'll try
get your download on the Rocket League, and we'll start doing that.
Yeah, I didn't realize it was free.
Yeah, totally is.
I'm on it.
Yep, I'm downloading Fortnite. So.
Awesome.
All right, thanks for joining us, everyone.
All right. See you guys.
See you, everybody.
See you next week. Bye.
Bye.